Oh, what's up, people? Here, Matty D in the black, you know, helping achieve emotional, financial, physical well-being, and your life coach, helping you get your shit resolved from your parents, childhood wounds, all that good stuff. Anyways, I want to shoot this video here. I was waiting on the bus. It's a beautiful day in November in Maryland. Weather's nice. Actually, I'm sorry, no, shit. As I record this, it's December 1st. Damn, we got like 30 days of 2017, 2018. Anyways, hope you all watched the video. Hope your holiday was great. I did a lot of video on it. If you didn't see it, you know, I'll post a link below. But hey, I want to talk to you real quick on, you know, why your emotions are important and why that not only it's not only important to just your parents, but it's important to your emotions are important to every aspect of your life. What are your emotions? Your feelings? You feel anger, sadness, happiness, joy. You're bored. You may feel selfish. Whatever it is, they help to color our world and give us a deeper interpretation of what goes on in our lives. You know, things that happen to us, things we like, things we don't like, things we want to experience, things that we don't want to experience. And unfortunately in our society, especially amongst men, if you're a guy watching this, this is important. Amongst men, it is downplayed. You're not supposed to be emotional. The only emotions that you're allowed to show as a guy are the ones where you're pissed off, okay, and ones where you're sad. And the only time you can be sad is if someone dies or it's in war, and in some exceptions, if you get heartbroken. But even if you're heartbroken, what we're told as men is, you know, fuck her, get over her, she's a bitch, blah blah blah. Like that's what men are taught about women. So women, if you want to understand what men are taught about women and why we're assholes to you, that's part of the programming that we are taught. It's like if a woman breaks your heart, it's her fault. Fuck her, she's a bitch. Yeah, that really helps our society out in the hall. Anyways, I digress. So, emotions are important. I've done videos on this because they affect everything you do, and any unresolved emotions you have, they don't ever go away. And what happens is they get worse. Slowly over time, they get worse and worse and worse and worse, and you start seeing the effects of it. If you're not aware of it, you'll notice it in your life. You know, whether your parents, whether, you know, they make you angry, they press certain buttons, or at your job, or people piss you off, whatever it is, it's different for everybody. But if you don't resolve that shit, it will fuck you up in ways, and it's not just one area. So, for example, like what my channel's about, helping you resolve your childhood wounds from your parents and stuff. That shit is not just affecting you within your parents. Any issues, judgments, wounds you have, they bleed over into other areas of your life. Okay, and it's true. They bleed over other areas of your life. It's not just one thing that happens. It's not like, oh, you issue with your mother and that's it. Your issue with your mother not only affects you with like relationship with women, but other people, men, money, whatever it is. It's not in one area. You may not be aware of it, but I'm telling you right now, that shit will fuck you up if you don't do something. And what a lot of people do, unfortunately, is that let's say you are aware of the issues you have. They choose not to deal with it for years, and then when they think about it, they go, oh shit, they realize it's much harder because it's a fear of one. They let it fester and get worse. It's kind of like this. It's like this. So why would you do it to yourself? Like, for example, if you got a cut in your arm, you know, okay, let me take care of this now because, you know, if I don't get infected. Imagine if you did that. Imagine if the way that you treated your emotional issues you have, like when you got infections, you got sick. You're like, okay, well, I got a cut, whatever, fuck it, I'm not gonna treat it. I'm gonna let it just do whatever and fester. That cut would get infected, it'd get worse, you might have gangrene, lose your arm, or whatever it is in your body. Like, you wouldn't do that, would you, when it comes to, you know, getting injured or hurt, like physically? No. So you wouldn't do that physically. Why would you do it to yourself emotionally? Well, because people realize that, oh, I don't have issues. People are in denial and stuff. They don't want to believe you. Like, I'm telling you right now, you have to understand this stuff is real. That's why people, like, think about it, man. Like, you know what PTSD is? Let's talk about that because I'm a veteran. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. It's emotional stuff that we all see fucks people up. It's like people don't want to deal with their emotions unless it's very obvious as to how it's screwing them up. However, if it's something that they can manage, they think they manage by mentally masturbating of it, mentally, you know, suppressing it, sure, they'll do it, but it just gets worse. Like, it takes, if you're gonna attack your emotions mentally all the time, it gets harder and harder to deal with as time goes on. Because like I say, it's like a wound, it's like an infection. It gets worse. It takes more energy, more effort to suppress it, you know, than if you just simply felt it, processed it. Now, if it's gonna take some time, you process that shit, it'll go away and it leaves your body, you know, kind of gets recycled back to the universe. If you have gone through the process of just simply experiencing the emotion, a lot of people do, we all do, what we're trained, is to say you get hurt, you know, emotionally. We don't deal with it, we kind of mentally deal with it, and then over time it kind of fades away, but it's still there. You know, that's what we all do, and it never goes away. It never really gets resolved, which is why people, in your parents, everyone else, you can tell when someone's got a lot of emotional issues, it's in their actions. Is why. Your emotions drive your behavior. If you don't believe me, think about this. You don't believe me on that one? Let's think about this. When you go to buy something, you don't justify it with logic. When you buy something, you go, ooh, I want that. Then what happens next, almost instantaneously, if not very soon after, is that you then justify your emotions with logic while you bought something. Like, for example, I randomly wanted to get some snapback hats of the Leo Zodiac symbol. And I was like, oh, I want that. And I justified it. I was like, well, you know, I'm spiritual and I'm a Leo and therefore I want it. Makes perfect fucking sense. But the truth of the matter is, it's the impulse to buy. People love to buy, people hate to be sold. That's what it is. Your emotional behavior, that's just in buying. And you can tell people got emotional shit going on in their lives, man. Like if you see people at work, co-workers at work, that like they get angry really easily, the work is jacked up, they don't follow through, they're always late, and they go to drugs. Like, emotions are important. Unfortunately, we neglect them and it's complete shit and it fucks you up. Since your emotions drive behavior, what society does is this. Society wants you to deal with the behaviors, which is fine, but it's like putting a band-aid on the wound. Like, you're not stopping the bleeding, you're covering it up, and you're not dealing with the root cause. The emotions are the root cause to deal with. Now it's easy, not comfortable when you do that. I'm telling you right now, true story, I used to be afraid of flying, used to hate it. My behavior in flying, I would stay up all night long, to make myself tired, wouldn't be tired, get on the plane, couldn't fall asleep, couldn't stay asleep, but I did fall asleep. Be paranoid and shit. I wasn't even with the root cause, the fear, the anxiety, that fear of like, oh my God, we could crash and die and burn, all that stuff. Wasn't going through my coach, who's an emotional mastery coach, walked me through the process of how I felt just thinking getting on a plane, putting myself being at the airport, putting myself at the terminal waiting to go on the plane, putting myself being in the plane, you know, putting on takeoff, all that shit. She walked me through it. It took about 20 minutes, half an hour, and I shit you not, I actually enjoy flying. I look forward to it. Whereas before I would fly, I would freak out. Now I look at planes and go, shit, I need to go fly somewhere. Before I'd be like, damn it, I gotta fly at some point, when's it gonna happen? Totally different change in feeling. Words are important, man. Like, I'm telling you, if that can help me with just flying, imagine what we can do for you in any area of your life. So I'm gonna do more videos on this to drive home the point here, so you get sick of hearing it. But I'm telling you, emotions are important. They matter. They drive behavior. You fix the damn emotional root cause, the behavior takes care of itself. It's not that difficult. People don't want to believe it. People want to think emotions are bullshit. No, they're not. They drive your behavior. And if you're letting them drive behavior, you have no control of what you do. You have to win with your emotions, what happens. Now, there's nothing wrong with impulse buying and stuff like that. But you gotta, if you're always at the whim of your emotions, you won't be most stable, and life will just suck. So, let me know what your thoughts are. Comments below on this video here. Like this video, share it. If you got value, please subscribe to my channel if you're new. And hey, it's in the link below. Or you can sign up for a newsletter. And if you do that, I'll help you give you a free coaching session on this. But anyways, love y'all. Peace. Get in the black.